Hello and welcome to Secrets of Organ Playing podcast.
This is a show dedicated to helping you become a better organist.
We're your hosts, Vidas Pinkevičius.
And Aušra Motūzaitė Pinkevičienė.
We have over 25 years of experience of playing the organ.
And we've been teaching thousands of organists online from 89 countries since 2011.
So now let's jump in and get started with the podcast for today.
We hope you'll enjoy it.
Hi guys, this is Vidas.
And Aušra.
Let's start episode 680 of Secrets of Organ Playing podcast. This question was sent by Rolf, and he writes, his answer to my question, what is his dream in organ playing right now, and also what are some obstacles in reaching this dream. So number one, playing Buxtehude and Bach reasonably well and being able to improvise simple but beautiful melodies for the church service. Number two, there were three things: time, money, and lack of knowledge. Since I'm retired, two things: money and lack of knowledge. I can study well on my own, and there are plenty beautiful instruments in my house and churches around me. Greetings, Rolf. We know Rolf is from the Groningen province in the Netherlands. This is a beautiful region for organs, right?
Oh yes, a dream country actually. Dreamland.
And he's retired, right?
It means he has time, more time, to practice.
But when you have time, you don't have a lot of money, right?
Yes, true. We have, very famous comedian. He passed a few years ago, but he would say actually that you cannot have both time and money. You can either have time or you can have money, but not both at the same time.
Yeah, unless you are a royalty or inherit some kind of wealth from your ancestors. But for normal people, exactly, you are either use your time available to make more money, or if you are making enough money, you cannot make up time because you have used it already.
Sure. So sometimes it's hard, to stay somewhere in the middle. Maybe, to have less money but more time, and to have more time to practice, but else.
And for musicians, actually, that's even not always true. You can
Because usually you just work and you don't have no time and no money.
yes, not enough money and not enough time, which means you're simply being exploited.
That's right. As we saw one T-shirt back during our studies in the United States, and the T-shirt said, that an unemployed musician will work for food.
Yeah, it's very, very true for a lot of cases. And today, church musicians, for example, they're very often underpaid. Organists, in general, are always underpaid.
Because it's often, especially I think that's true about Catholic churches, that we think, that being an organist at church is some sort of not a job, not a position of work, but it's
Like a service, no, vocation, right?
yes, like a vocation, basically that, But as we know, for example, priests, we have some social security, from the church itself. And, we know if something will happen to them, the church will take care of them, but organ is not. So, anyway.
Obviously, it's because church officials really understand what kind of education and hard work has to go into preparing for quality music service. And often they don't care, and you can just provide background music and that's it. Often even they have automatic music from CD players in some cases, right?
True.
Yeah.
But I think, for Rolf, I think he can just, be really happy, be living in Groningen and enjoying these beautiful instruments all around him. I think even this one reason should be enough for him, to be motivated, to stay motivated, and to practice and to improve and to enjoy what he's doing.
And he wants to play Buxtehude and Bach reasonably well. And those are difficult composers. In some cases, Buxtehude is less complex than Bach,
Sure.
but not always.
But most of the time, yes, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
Even if we would compare, for example, just a chorale preludes or free works, we are quite different in the difficulty level.
Right. And they would sound beautifully on the instruments around Groningen area.
And in Bach's music too, you could find some easier compositions, more accessible compositions, for, let's say, beginner or the medium level organist.
Right. So in Rolf's case, for example, if he is lacking knowledge, right? For example, if somebody like Rolf would like to study but doesn't know what to do, right? They need guidance. So what people often do, they hire a private teacher, like professor, like professional, and that costs a lot of money. And he says he doesn't have a lot of money, right? So what we have created over the years is this resource platform for studying basically in every area of organ playing, either technical things, organ practice, sight reading, pedal playing, hymn playing, improvisation, harmony, music theory. This is called Total Organist program. We basically believe that an organist has to be total, well-rounded musician, right? Not just in one area, but in many areas.
True, because if you are a church musician, you need to have other skills as well, not just be able to play the organ, but be able to choose the right music for the right liturgical time, and the appropriate place in the service, and you have to know how to work with other people, because you usually have choirs or cantors. You probably have to sing yourself, which is very required skill, at least in Lithuania and Poland, where organists also has to sing too, and sometimes you have to lead choirs. And it would be really nice if the organist could improvise at least a little bit, or to compose compositions.
But we don't see a lot of organists composing in Lithuania, no?
Oh no.
Somehow people are not either interested or not able, or both.
It could be.
So for Rolf and others who are thinking about things like lack of knowledge and lack of money, so they could take a look at our Total Organist program. It's much more affordable than hiring a private teacher, but it's a well-rounded approach and very comprehensive. I would say, the most comprehensive organ training platform online today.
Yes, so far, yes.
It has been for a number of years now, and I don't think anybody has succeeded creating something similar like we did, right, Osha?
Yes. And another suggestion I have for Rolf, because he is surrounded by these beautiful Dutch instruments. Actually, try to take advantage of playing those instruments as much as you can and listen to what we are telling you to do, because actually instruments are the best teachers. Because if you will use the wrong approach, you will hear it on the instrument.
It wouldn't sound nicely, right?
Yes.
For example, if articulation is not nice, pipes would not speak. If you are not listening to the echo in the church, then the piece would sound rushed and chaotic a little bit, right? So the instrument itself will teach you a lot if you just listen.
Yes. Because, usually when you are learning about things in the classroom, on the practice organ, and you learn all these things about articulation and right historical fingering and all that stuff, it often might not make any sense. But when you sit at the historical instruments, when you realize that, oh, now I know why it should be like this.
Why you don't play usually with the thumb on the sharp keys on historical instruments, right? Because it's very inconvenient.
Or why you don't use heels on the pedal board in the Baroque instruments.
Yes, theoretically you might know, but it wouldn't necessarily be so self-evident. But when you go sit on those benches of historical instruments, you will know.
Yes, and another, suggestion for Rolf, who is practicing by himself, record what you are playing and what are you doing.
Exactly. It's one thing to say to yourself, oh, I'm doing this and this, but it's completely different thing to listen to the recording and discover that even though you thought you did something, it sounded much different, I think, in the room.
Yes.
And adjust. You have to adjust to that recording. Afterwards, make another recording and maybe 5 recordings. And studying from your own recording is also a practice.
It is. It's a very good practice.
Yes. And you can share the best recordings online too.
Sure.
Thank you so much, guys. We appreciate your questions. We love helping you grow. This was Vidas.
And Usha.
And remember, when you practice,
miracles happen.
This podcast is supported by Total Organist, the most comprehensive organ training program online.
It has hundreds of courses, coaching, and practice materials for every area of organ playing. Thousands of instructional videos and PDFs. You will not find more value anywhere else online.
Total Organist helps you to master any piece, perfect your technique, develop your sight reading skills, and improvise or compose your own music, and much, much more.
Sign up and begin your training today at organduo.lt and click on Total Organist. And of course, you will get the first month free too. You can cancel anytime.
If you like our organ music, you can also support us on Patreon and get free CDs.
Find out more at patreon.com/secrets of organ playing.